Have you ever walked out of a Christopher Nolan film thinking, wait, what just happened? And why do I feel so weirdly emotionally attacked? Well, that's not an accident. Christopher and Jonathan Nolan used something called chrono-subjectivity, the idea that by bending time inside the story, they're actually bending your sense of self whilst you watch. So today, we're breaking that down with Memento, The Prestige, and Inception, and why these films don't just mess with time, they mess with you. So, chronosubjectivity is basically this. When a movie scrambles time, it's not just a puzzle. It forces you, the viewer, to build identity the same way characters do, through memory, regret, and fragmented perception. And so instead of passively watching, Nolan makes you experience the story, the way his characters mentally experience their world. Time becomes an emotional weapon. Let's start with Memento, the most textbook example of chronosubjectivity. Memento is told backwards. The colour scenes move in reverse chronological order, while the black and white scenes move forward. These two timelines collide at the film's centre. But why does this matter? Because the film forces you to experience the same confusion that the protagonist Leonard does. Leonard has no short-term memory, so every scene you watch drops you into a moment with absolutely zero context. You don't know who to trust, what already happened, or what matters, because he doesn't either. The key moment that reveals this is the opening scene, a Polaroid undeveloping, literally erasing the certainty of a memory. It's Nolan showing you that meaning doesn't come from events, it comes from how we remember them. In other words, Memento isn't about a guy solving a mystery, it's about how fragile identity becomes when time and memory stop behaving normally. Next up is The Prestige, which hides its chronosubjectivity beneath journal entries, flashbacks, and parallel lives. The story constantly jumps between Alfred Borden's and Robert Angier's perspectives, and Nolan uses these overlapping timelines to make you question which version of each man is the real one. Take the scene where Angier reads Borden's diary, only to learn the diary itself was a manipulation designed to trick him. You're not just watching a twist, you're experiencing the collapse of Angier's perception of the past in real time. Or the repeated performances of the transported man. You see the trick again and again, each time with more knowledge than before, until the chronology falls back and reveals that one man has been living two lives, the other has been killing a version of himself every night. So here, time isn't linear because identity isn't linear. The film argues that who we are is a product of choices we make repeatedly, not one after another, but all at once, in tension with each other. Now the big one. Finally, Inception, the most literal take on bending time. Each dream layer stretches time further, creating a vertical stack of timelines. But here's a chrono-subjective twist. Each layer also moves deeper into Cobb's subconscious self. And then there is, of course, the film's final image, the spinning top. And it isn't asking whether the world is real or not. It's asking whether our sense of reality is always shaped by the timelines inside our own minds. So what do Christopher and Jonathan Nolan actually achieve by messing with time like this? Well, they may confront the fact that identity isn't fixed. It's something built, scene by scene, choice by choice, memory by memory. Memento breaks time to simulate memory loss. The Prestige splits time to reveal the fractured selves we hide. Inception layers time to show how perception shapes reality. And that's chronosubjectivity, a way of filming time that reshapes how we see ourselves. If that makes you think a little differently about your own memories, choices, or timelines, then congratulations, you have just experienced film theory. I hope you enjoyed this explainer video. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys.